It's a shame that the cross has become so popular. I know. As a Christian and a pastor and someone whose livelihood is connected to this religion, whose primary symbol is a cross, that seems like a weird thing to say. And yet I stand by my hot take. It's a shame that the cross has become so popular. I mean, it's everywhere. You can't turn on a professional sports game without seeing some athlete don a golden chain around his neck with a lowercase t dangling in the center of his chest. It's all over the place. You see it in a home. You see it when in Rome. You see it at a church. You see it when you are in a lurch. You see it on jewelry and books and on tattoos and those chess pieces called rooks. You see it here or there. You see it everywhere. See, the cross has become an international symbol that's used so much, it has lost all its meaning. Yet here, in this passage, Jesus uses it how it was intended to be used, as an end and a beginning. Jesus first says that he, the Son of Man, must be killed on a cross. This is how the Romans executed rebels and revolutionary leaders back in the first century. They would strip them naked and they would beat them to a pulp, and then they would nail their feet to a vertical wooden beam and their hands to a horizontal one and leave them there for days until they suffocated to death or their heart exploded from all the internal pressure to stay alive. I mean, it was horrible, it was shameful, it was an excruciating way to die. And for Jesus, this was his end. He was heading to a cross. And for what? Like, why is that the story that Christians hang their hats on? Why did God in the flesh, Jesus, die on a cross? Here's why. Because we believe that God is totally loving and completely just. We all want a just God, and we all want a loving God. Yet because of our sin and our rebellion against God and his kingdom and his heaven on earth reality, we deserve punishment. Like you and I, we created hell on earth for ourselves and those around us. We are guilty. Sure, we want justice for those people who created hell on earth for me. They should get what they deserve, right? We just don't want it for us. Yet God, he's totally just, and we all deserve punishment for our sins. God is just, but get this, he's also loving. He forgives, he offers grace, he shows mercy. And the only way to be both at the same time, completely just and completely loving, is for the judge to offer his sentence on us, which is death, but then to crawl down from his judgment seat and crawl up on a cross and take the punishment that was meant for us onto himself once and for all. This was Jesus' promise. This was his end game, to go to the cross. Yet for us, it is our beginning. In order to follow Jesus, he says, take up your cross and follow me. Let me translate that for you. Take up your electric chair. Take up your noose, or take up your suffering and your sacrificing. Take up death. This is where things get really hard. I mean, when we follow Jesus, it means the old way we used to live, the way that created hell on earth. Yeah, but the way that we are used to, the way that we are comfortable with, the way we've always done it, that life must die. We must sacrifice, forsake, and reject and kill that way of life. And we know we need to. If you want different results in life, you got to do different things. It's pretty simple, but that doesn't make it any less difficult, though. You see, this is the crossroads all of us come to at one point or another. Do we follow Jesus in the way of the cross? That's the kind of cross that isn't popular. You don't see that everywhere. And that's really a shame.